So what's a man to a mob? What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? And what's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in anything? Yes, I'm gonna start this video with a Jay-Z and Ye song because rappers be smart like that sometimes. You know, they end up spitting facts and they're like poets sometimes, they're like philosophers sometimes, but they do say a lot of truths. And I'm also gonna keep that thought in your mind because I'm gonna show you how that thought is so true when it comes to our idea of life. This video will be sufficient for you to change your life miraculously and create your own reality. I'm going to teach you how you can truly create your own reality, how you can manifest the life of abundance and success that you want, how you can truly attract that kind of life. And this video itself will be sufficient for you to understand, the depths of your mind, the true power of your mind. But you're going to have to kind of bear with me while I explain to you some of the basic foundations that, go into understanding what reality is and what are the principles that help us create our own reality, that help us define our own life. So in the last video, we talked about, how everything starts at the level of thoughts, how everything initially is given birth at the thought plane, and how thoughts, once they have enough force behind them, they turn into actions. So even the life that we see outside us, even the reality that we see outside us, it's very subjective. And anything that you truly end up believing in, that would be the life that you see outside of yourself. Once you have created a certain type of vibration within your brain, that is the life that you will see outside of you. And if you have a certain idea, reality or life outside of your head is going to end up conforming to that brain. Because in the true meaning of the word, there is really no distinction between inside and outside. That inside and outside, that distinction only exists in vocabulary. It only exists in a certain type of perspective. But it's just one continuum, that the things that you consider inside of you and the things that lie outside of you. But the weight of this pendulum lies towards things inside you. And if you define a certain type of vibration inside you, if you create a certain type of vibration inside you, that is what life outside you turns out to be. So if you have a belief that everyone is my friend and everyone is trying to help me out in my success, yes, that will be the truth for you. Everyone around you will kind of end up supporting you into your way of success. Whereas if you have this belief or you hold this idea that everyone is a hater and people are just trying to stunt my growth, people are trying to backstab me, no one is out there actually trying to support me, then yes, reality will truly define itself into a way that, it will confirm that yes, everyone hates you, and yes, they don't want to support you, they don't want to see you grow. But was it truly reality, or was it the beliefs that you started holding inside your head? Was it you who created this blueprint of reality, and then reality started conforming to the vibrations inside you? So it truly starts at the level of thoughts. It truly starts at what you believe inside you and how do you want to create your reality. So manifestation or reality creation, it just works on simple principles. And the simple principles are, if you can have your subconscious truly accept the life that you want for yourself, if you can have your subconscious accept the identity that you have, that is it. Basically, all this mumbo jumbo and people talking about self-help and motivation is just a way to bypass the conscious mind and have you truly believe in your own potential. It's hardly relevant about the techniques that people give out when they talk about success, when they talk about truly achieving your dreams. The techniques are very less relevant. But the biggest idea behind all that conversation, all those speeches, is just truly getting through to the subconscious and for someone to accept that they truly deserve something bigger than themselves, that they truly have the potential to achieve their goals. So the true idea lies in having your subconscious accept your desired reality, having your subconscious accept what you want in life. And this is where our biggest enemy is the conscious mind, because it acts as a guard for the subconscious. It's truly there. You're trying to believe that you are this person who is fundamentally super rich and abundant, and your conscious mind is constantly fighting for that idea to get inside your subconscious. It's giving you hints and proofs, and it's standing there as a guard trying to not allow that beautiful idea to enter inside your brain. That is where learning how to bypass that conscious mind becomes super relevant into understanding your true potential. So our biggest goal lies in bypassing our conscious mind and having ideas accepted by our subconscious. Because if our subconscious accepts something, it will make sure that it comes true in our outside reality. It will make sure that our life becomes the way the idea has been accepted by the subconscious. So when we are constantly having negative thoughts or questioning ourselves and doubting ourselves, and those ideas get accepted by our subconscious, it defines our life in a way where we constantly end up questioning ourselves. We live a life of scarcity, and we live a life that is not abundant. So one biggest tool that we're going to have to understand is going to be faith. In having faith in yourself, and how you can truly communicate the ideas to your subconscious and have your subconscious accept those ideas through faith. So here we're going to try to understand how it actually works. So this is our subconscious mind, and this is reality outside of it. So we'll call it reality. This is our entrance to our subconscious mind, and this is our conscious mind, which acts as a fucking gatekeeper, which acts as a guard trying to stop us from putting in beautiful ideas within our subconscious. But say you're able to kind of slide one past the goalie, and you're able to kind of make your subconscious believe in the idea that you should have an amazing car, and you have an amazing car. This subconscious, it's so powerful into creating the reality. And if you're able to add faith into any idea, if you add faith into the idea, if you're truly accepted of the idea that you deserve this amazing car, the subconscious, with its powers, will help reality manifest the car for you. This is where the logic goes to shit anytime it truly accepts of an idea. Even if you are not able to understand what the means for that idea would be to create that idea outside of you, how you're gonna find a logical way to that idea, you don't have to worry about it. Because the subconscious is such a big powerhouse that it has all the ideas within us. It's such a big powerhouse that it solves problems in a very creative manner. And if it's able to accept something, it's going to make sure that that reality gets manifested outside of yourself. Now, if you tell me that, hey, this is kind of woo-woo type shit, we don't want to believe in it, then that's just your definition of what you want to believe in. If you actually want to limit yourself to just your logical mind and to just your conscious mind, go for it. And if you want to add hurdles to your life and you're truly trying to limit your true potential, then you can totally go for it. Like, that's not going to hurt anyone else besides yourself. But if you're actually trying to find out what your true potential is, and you're trying to manifest the life that you desire, if you're trying to create your reality in the best and easiest way possible, then this is a concept that once you understand and once you're able to have faith in an identity of yourself that deserves certain things, that aspires for a certain life, you're going to get it. Now, you're entitled to have a narrow ass view of your life, because if you are trying to deny the fact that you're this piece of intelligence that started when this universe started, and that piece of intelligence has been there for millions and millions of years, and it's constantly evolving. It constantly is moving forward. It is manifesting itself in various multitudes of multiverses of universe, and it's trying to experience itself when it manifests itself. It's creating that consciousness that experiences itself. And that intelligence, it created the solar system, then it created the rocks in the oceans, then it created life within the ocean, then it created life outside of ocean, it created the animals. Eventually it created the humans, and humans had consciousness, and humans started evolving and trying to find out the true nature of life, and they were able to get a grasp of it. They were able to perceive it with their own ways. And you yourself are the part of that evolution of that universal intellect that is constantly manifesting itself in all its various dimensions. If you want to deny that particular fact and you want to limit yourself to a very, very narrow view of life, that can be something that, that good luck to you. You can totally do that. But it's like that's the issue that I have with people, who kind of say that they don't believe in God. Because the reason most of the people say that they don't believe in God, or they don't believe in anything spiritual, is that they've led their life in a very particular manner, and they've read philosophies of, say, nihilism or existentialism, and they've read philosophies that kind of contradict the idea of a spiritual being, the idea of a God. And that's all that they've read along their life. And now they're convinced in that part of reality that, okay, God or spirituality does not truly exist. Now, why not challenge yourself for 6 months and actually follow a practice of meditation, or actually follow any of the disciplines? There's so many ways into finding and experiencing and perceiving that spirituality within you, and just take up any one path that kind of suits you and follow it for the next 6 months. For the next 6 months, all you read is spiritual books. All you read is books that challenge your idea of very reality, and you follow certain practices that have, taken a lot of people there, that have had that following which a lot of people have had those experiences. So if you actually follow it for 6 months and you truly do that, and then you come out and say that, I still don't believe in anything, and I still could not perceive anything, I still could not experience anything, then being an atheist, or having an idea that there's no spiritual being, or that there's no spiritual consciousness, there's no universal consciousness that's in play in our lives, would make some sort of sense. But when people say that, and they say that without ever challenging themselves, and without ever kind of stepping into the shoes of people who do actually believe, or who talk about the experiences that they've had, it's a very biased argument. Like, you are as biased as anyone who is a spiritual fanatic, who has, kind of never stepped up on the nihilistic side and, kind of explored that philosophy and lived their life for a certain period of time in those perspectives. And they are truly believing in something without ever questioning it, or without even ever following that path. That is why in some cases an outspoken atheist is actually better, because you kind of know that this person, that there's something that can be, this person is actually being honest in saying that, they truly don't believe in it because they were not able to experience or perceive it so far. Whereas someone who says that they believe in God and still does not follow any kind of spiritual practice, or does not follow anything that kind of transforms them or takes them closer to that spiritual reality, and is not pursuing any sort of spiritual path, I think that that person just says that they believe in God, but truly does not believe in God. Because if you believed in a higher power, if you believed in a universal consciousness that was so powerful, so intelligent, omnipresent, and omniscient, how could you not take active steps in your life to move towards it? So if you're not taking active steps in your life to move towards it, you kind of don't believe in it, despite the fact that you may say that you believe in it. And there's other funny things, If you say you believe in God and you say that you're sad, those two things just contradict each other. If you say that you believe in God and you say that you're having so many challenges in your life that it's breaking you down. Those two things contradict in themselves, because if you are really someone who has faith in God and who believes that you are that spiritual being, or you are piece of that spiritual being, you're piece of that intellect of life that has been going on since time immemorial, that is timeless, that you're immortal. If you're truly believing in that, there can be no reason for you to be sad. There can be no reason for you to be brought down by challenges. There can be no reason for you to not have faith in yourself, for not believing in yourself, for not understanding the abundance of life. So the moment that you say that you're sad, you're depressed, or you're having too many challenges, or life is not abundant, and at the same time, if you call yourself a spiritual person or someone who believes in a religion, then my friend, you're just mistaking yourself, you're fooling yourself, because it can be either or. If you believe that God is within you, around you, and everywhere around you, then you can not truly be depressed, or you cannot truly think that life is scarce, or there's no abundance in life, there's no beauty in life, because those two things don't go hand in hand. But here's the thing, I'm not a religious teacher, so you believe in whatever you want to believe in. My goal here is to teach you the idea of faith, and how you can have faith in yourself, how you can believe in your potential, and have your subconscious mind accept the ideas that you want to create your reality. And that's the key thing that's going to work in manifestation for you. But say you were to believe in God, what it's actually going to do is that your subconscious is so powerful and so immense and such a big storehouse of knowledge that if it starts popping out its knowledge or its workings and its ways out to your conscious mind, it cannot even deal with that type and level of knowledge, or that amount of complexities that lie within your subconscious. So they get stored within the subconscious. And if you have faith that you are someone who is a spiritual being and God stands beside you, just having faith in that idea is going to make it come true in your reality. So what you want to do is that instead of trying to achieve a certain type of result, you want to rely on the power of your subconscious into achieving that result. You want to just learn how to believe and work for an idea that you truly want to work for. And you want to work for it non-stop. But you don't want to achieve a certain aspect of a certain goal. And why do I say that? Because the idea that this little conscious mind can have are very limited. His knowledge is very limited. It's super limited. His 5 senses are very limited. The intellect that he has is limited, and anything that he can come up with within his little conscious brain is going to be limited. So what you think is best for yourself might not even be best for you. Like, you are out here, maybe say trying to make 100K, trying to make 500K, and you think that's your limit, and you think you have to solve that question of making 100K with your conscious mind. And the resources the conscious mind has at its disposal are so very limited. Whereas if you are able to convince yourself into having an abundant life, if you're able to believe that you're an abundant person, and all you do is add faith into that idea and leave everything on your subconscious, or leave everything on God, on the universal intellect. We're gonna call it UI. If you leave everything on UI, which is universal intellect, this universal intellect has a much better idea of how to make that money. This universal intellect has a much better idea of what beauty in life can be. And when you leave it on your subconscious to manifest that abundance for you, things out here could be extremely beautiful Whereas this conscious mind was limited into thinking of this, the subconscious can help you achieve something that is truly abundant. We're gonna rub all of this. Man, I really never thought that, I would be teaching on a whiteboard. So I used to play soccer, and I used to play soccer with my high school friends. And I think that was one of the most beautiful times in my life. Like, I can achieve a lot of things in my life, and I have achieved a lot of things in my life, and I think my life is pretty beautiful. And I've had experiences that were highly pleasurable, that were highly sensational and adventurous. But I think the times that I used to play soccer with my high school friends were so beautiful that nothing comes close to that. And I remember this one particular friend that I had, Andrew, and he was like the OG. He was a couple years older to me, and he was just a very funny and a very fun guy. And hearts out to him wherever he is. I think he's in the Middle East right now. But we used to play soccer, and I particularly was not really a great soccer player, but I was really good at understanding people, at managing the team. I was very loud, and I knew what, kind of the strengths and weaknesses of all the team players were. And I was really good at bringing out the best out of the team that I was on, and kind of playing around the personalities of the other team, and maybe sometimes inciting them or making them angry so that their performance would kind of go down and add stress on them, things like that. And I used to, soccer field for me was like a chess game for me personally. Like, I guess that's my version of reality, that even I made soccer seem like something that I had to solve through my brain. And Andrew used to call me professor for doing that. Now, I don't know he used to call me professor for doing that or because I have a big forehead, but he used to call me professor. So I think he's the first person who called me professor. I guess I am a professor now. So all our mechanisms that we have within spirituality that help us, understand this idea of God. Say meditation. What meditation is going to end up doing is that it's a way to put this conscious brain to sleep. It puts the conscious brain to sleep so that this doorway to the subconscious, it becomes really big, and you're able to communicate ideas into the subconscious that you want. And if your subconscious accepts any idea with faith, that in turn becomes your reality. So what meditation essentially ends up doing, it's just kind of sneaking one past the goalie, and it puts the subconscious mind, it puts the conscious mind at rest, and you're able to have your subconscious accept an idea of yourself with faith, and that becomes your reality. The other stuff that, kind of religious devices do or spiritual devices do is that this person over here is going to be the biggest problem. So, and you might be wondering why I have two boxes over here, and these boxes, this is where the boundary comes for a believer and a non-believer. What happens to the non-believer is that when he does not believe in this universal intelligence, when he does not believe that he is part of that spiritual intellect, he is part of that spiritual being that is constantly moving forward and manifesting itself, the non-believer would have very tough time having faith into ideas and accepting into their true potential. They would have a very tough time into staying steady on a constant idea. What a lot of the religious devices end up doing, or a lot of the religious methods end up doing, is that there are ways to tame down this logical conscious mind and have your subconscious accept the ideas that create a beautiful life for you. And if you are a non-believer, then you are a non-believer. You're not believing in your own potential. It's going to be very hard for you to control your conscious mind, because the only reason I drew him on a rope is that he likes to jump around. And what the mind wants to do is that go from branch to branch. I don't know if I can make the exact figure, but idea. So it jumps from idea to idea. This is one idea. Then it wants to jump again to another idea. And when it ends up doing that, just jumping across ideas, there's no one constant theme of ideas. And it's very difficult to communicate anything to the subconscious, to have subconscious accept on one particular idea. So that is the issue that a non-believer has, is that it's just, the mind is just jumping from branch to branch. And it's just like a nervous sensation. Like it gives you a sensation to your neurons. Like this video would have a lot of information that would be information enough for you if you were to actually apply it in your life to change your reality, to actually manifest the life that you desire. But you're gonna click on the next video after it, you're gonna watch like 10 other videos, and because all people are trying to do a lot of the times is that they just want to jump from one piece of knowledge to other piece of knowledge to other piece of knowledge without really learning any knowledge in itself, without learning anything to its core, without truly grasping the essence of a particular idea. They just want to jump around things because it gives them some sort of mental stimulation. It gives them some sort of nervous sensations, and that just makes them happy. But it does not get any results. If you need results, you're kind of going to have to be a believer in yourself. Believe in universal intelligence, God, spirituality, which is what? Which is you. You're going to have to learn to believe in yourself in order for you to manifest the life that you want. You're going to have to believe in yourself in order to accept ideas, in order to have faith in yourself, in order for your subconscious to truly express its intellect in the life that you think is outside of you. So God in itself is going to be as real as you believe it to be. If you have faith that yes, there is a God, or if you have faith that a particular image of God is God for you, that is going to be God for you, and that is going to play the role of God for you. If you want to think that that is Christ, that Christ is going to play the role of God for you. If you want to think that is Krishna or that is Mahadev, then they are the ones who are going to play that part of you. And that is why when a lot of the Western people look at, say Eastern religions or say Hinduism, for example, they see these multitude of images of God and like all these deities, but they don't understand that Hinduism is just talking about the unity, and all these images are built for different types of personalities just for them, because different type of personalities would find a different image of God appealing. And that is what all the religions, why there are different religions in the world, is because people throughout ages and going through different circumstances, different geographies, different landscapes, different time spans, were able to see God in an image of themselves, were able to see God and perceive that truth, perceive that power behind life, perceive that universal consciousness, that intellect in different ways. And it is still the same energy, it is still the same unity, but it's just on you as an individual what your habits are, what your culture is, and what do you think of and what language you understand, so that you have a path to walk towards that intellect, to kind of unravel that intellect within you. And why we can learn how to accept all the different religions, or the truth in all the different religions, and understand that why there's multiple deities within just Hinduism is because there's different types of personalities. And the whole idea is that you are able to find a personality that is appealing to you, so this conscious mind can be invested in that particular personality. I'm doing a disgrace to a peacock feather over here, but say this is one particular God that, this logical mind gets invested into and starts believing in. Why having that image and learning how to fall in love with that image, what it's going to do is that it's going to make sure that this mind is stuck into one idea and not jumping around, and learns to love something that's bigger than him. And once that true acceptance comes in, that person is able to explore the intellect and the ideas within its subconscious. So if subconscious is truly creating the reality that we desire, and you believe that your God is going to perform miracles for you, he is going to perform miracles for you. And if you believe that no, there's no sense of miracle and awe in this life, then that is going to be your reality. So I don't want you to take anything for face value or believe in anything without thinking about it. But I also want you to follow a certain path, a certain idea that you like, that you were able to take out, and truly believe in that idea with your full faith, and truly believe in your inherent potential, in the inherent intellect that you have, and see how that manifests or creates the life that you want for yourself. Thanks for watching.